We've seen our fair share of villains: Demon King Piccolo, Frieza, Cell, Boo, and Goku Black, and those are only some of the villains we've seen. But throughout all these villains, there was one single villain, especially at the end of Dragon Ball Super, whose fighting style is completely different from anyone we've ever seen before. And that person is Jiren. Because unlike every other antagonist, Jiren's fighting style is precise, surgical, and is domineering. Jiren isn't the kind of fighter that adapts to you, he breaks through you by thoughts. Jiren's core fighting philosophy is absolute confidence and power. Jiren is a reactive fighter, but he's not reactive in the traditional Dragon Ball sense. When you think of reactive fighters, you think of Goku and Vegeta, or maybe Hit, who adapt to their opponents. But Jiren doesn't adapt to you, he waits for you to attack, and then he overpowers you because he knows he can overpower you. He's not adapting to your technique, he powers through it in one single strike. And that's what makes Jiren so overpowering. Because Jiren isn't someone who adapts, he just powers through you because he knows that no matter what you can do, he is already stronger and he is going to win. When Jiren does attack though, Jiren's strikes are precise, surgical, and absolute in power. You'll see that Jiren rarely ever does combination attacks because he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to attack you 3 or 4 times. He can just punch you once and you'll be blown away. That's because of his confidence and power, as I mentioned before. He doesn't need to hit you 3 or 4 times because he knows that nobody else can stand to him. He doesn't waste time, he doesn't wind up, he doesn't give you leeway. He just strikes once and you're down. Even his key blasts are efficient. He has concentrated dense blasts which hit you square in the body and they destroy you instantly, because Jiren isn't trying to be flashy. He isn't trying to be performative. He isn't trying to be domineering. He's trying to be efficient. And every time he strikes, he's trying to instantly win. Not to continue, but just to win. Jiren's defense is arguably his most phenomenal trait about him. Because if you notice in the entire Dragon Ball Super, whenever anybody fired any attack at Jiren, he stood there and he took it. Because Jiren knew that the attack could not hurt him. Every single time, during Goku's Kamehameha on base, Jiren tanked it. During Vegeta's Final Flash, he tanked it. Why? Because his body is so physically impermeable that such attacks don't even hurt him. Jiren is almost like he's like a walking wall that never stops moving. Because Jiren can't be hurt by like a basic attack like that. Like, you have to be on his level of power. And once you're not on his level of power, you cannot even damage him. And Jiren's ego as well. Jiren's ego is another thing as well. Jiren doesn't run away or defend against hits that weaken him because he wants to show you that you can't win. Which is why when you're trying to punch him and you're weaker than him, he just stands there, takes all the punches because he knows that you cannot win. That domineering ego and that knowingness, that knowledge that he is stronger than you, he always carries it in his head. Which is why Jiren's attacks are efficient. Which is why his defense is so good. Because Jiren knows in his mind, he knows that you cannot beat him. So there's no point of trying to defend because you can't even hit him. But here's where Ultra Instinct comes in. Jiren always reacts to straight strikes because he knows he cannot hit him. What's Jiren gonna do when he's faced with someone who's not even using their mind and someone who's stronger than him? This is where Jiren loses. Because for all that bravado, for all that stoicness and that strength, once Goku reaches Master Ultra Instinct, Jiren can't defend. Because Goku isn't using his mind. Goku is striking efficiently, dodging efficiently. Jiren's straight and concise attacks can't hit because Goku is on another level of strength. When Goku was agitated, Jiren could hit him because Goku was always moving forward in a straight line. But Ultra Instinct isn't a straight line. Ultra Instinct is a wavy line of different instincts. Goku and Ultra Instinct is not the same as Goku and Base. And once Goku is in Ultra Instinct, Jiren can't win. Because not only is Goku stronger, Goku isn't firing in a straight line. Goku is fighting in a different way that Jiren isn't used to. Goku is dodging all Jiren's attacks. And once that happens, Jiren can't respond, which is weakness in his fighting style. His fighting style leaves no way for adaptability at all. He can't adapt in his fighting style. And that's the reason he loses to Ultra Instinct. Jiren's fighting style is built on certainty. He knows he can always win. But his certainty has his weaknesses. While Jiren can instantly smash anyone out of his way and tank all their attacks, the reason why his fighting style isn't the best is because it leaves no room for adaptability. Jiren hasn't had to adapt to anyone's fighting style in such a long time, which is why once he faces Ultra Instinct, he had no way to adapt, and that's why he loses. Whilst Jiren might be the strongest, he cannot adapt, and sooner or later there's going to be someone stronger. And once you're fighting someone stronger, basic punches and kicks and tanking won't help you out. There's another video on my channel about the most underrated fight in Dragon Ball Z, and I reckon you guys should watch it to get to know more about my channel. But besides that, I'll see you guys later in the next one. Oibo, out. Anyway, see you later.